You are watching UnqiueVerse Discoveries.
It's been 9,000 years ago, humid weather controlled in amazing parts of the world's deserts. For many thousand years, just like green deserts become the home of many animals and humans. Archaeologists and anthropologists produce many fascinating things. Things that will amaze you. Number 10. Cemetery of marine mammals in the middle of the desert. In 2010, during the development of a new road in the Atacama Desert, workers discovered the remains of approximately 40 prehistoric whales, and different ancient marine life. How they can end up like this? Why did so many various species die almost concurrently, and how they all die in the same area? Such as these questions irritated paleontologists in the period. The most reasonable explanation is that whales, fish, and different maritime animals died here 6 to 9 million years ago, when there was still an ocean here, and the cause of destruction could have been poisonous algae. Due to the experience that this place finally formed a desert, they remained preserved in exceptional shape. Number 9. People are giants. Many stories we have heard about the giant people, giants, titans. We are usually informed about the verdicts of people of abnormal growth in several parts of the earth. So maybe their parents were giants. A Stone Age burial was located in the Sahara Desert. It's been about 5,000 years ago. In 2006, where approximately 200 graves were found. All of them were identified by high growth more than 6.5 feet. Skeletons of giants were discovered into the bone of a man's leg was 4 feet. On this basis, the height of the giant man should be 16 feet. In China, many people were found whose height was between 9 to 10 feet and weighed 660 pounds. In Australia, anthropologists found a petrified tooth with a height of 2.5 and a diameter of 1.5 inches. It is expected that the owner of the tooth should be 24 feet tall, and weight approx 815 pounds. As the 9 million years ago the analysis concluded, assumed that all the main masterpieces of ancientness, the Stonehenge Sphinx, and Egyptian pyramids, were built by these giants. According to explorers, the giants is the society that preceded us. Scientists and anthropologists even found drawings on the rocks of the Incas. They were discovered in Peru, and these drawings explicate that people lived with dinosaurs. Matching these pictures, the explorers discovered an astonishing fact: a man and a dinosaur had approximately the same dimensions. Possibly giant people also lived in the era of the dinosaurs. Number 8. Libyan desert glass. Libyan desert glass is the rarest natural crystal of which a pendant was made from the monument of today in Familia. If we think about the rarest mineral on Earth, many will instantly think of precious metals, some the diamond, and its color variations. Despite this is the material from which this scarab is made. Libyan desert glass. Those are small pieces of light green or light yellow shade, and sometimes they are transparent. They're essentially completely formed of silicon oxide and beer to a copy that temperatures over 2000 degrees. The age is calculated at 30 million years. The past record of its formation is not fully explained. The most common theory is a huge meteorite crashed into the desert or exploded quickly above it. From the impact of such an energy, a crater formed the sand mountain and the liquid disorder spread out over a wide area. Due to the rapid cooling during the flight, the sand turned into glass, and by the time passé the glass is shining. Number 7. Snow in the desert. The snow in the desert sounds like madness, but finally, it happens. In December 2016 snow dropped in the Sahara Desert, according to a cinematographer who managed to capture this unprecedented appearance. This lay for regarding a day, and then started to melt. This appearance is extremely rare. Before that snowfall happens last fell in the Sahara Desert 40 years ago. Number 6. Mummified hand. There was a place in Peru, South America. Explorers discovered a mummified hand with 3 to 8 inch fingers. The hand was discovered in the desert in a hole where the Incas buried human bodies. Later explorers discovered an elongated head which, like the hand, belonged to something that science doesn't know. The source of the three-fingered hand is difficult to determine, where the explorers are carefully studying the finiteness, that already conducted an investigation using X-rays. The picture revealed the presence of 5 joints and 5 bones. This composition of the hand objects from that which is characteristic of the man. Besides, a fingernail and a piece of the metal ring below the skin, whereas on the arm, and the poem itself was developed in several areas. Number 5. The people of NAZCA. These people became famous due to their amazing mysterious drawings put on the surface of the NAZCA desert in Peru. After all, the measurement of each image is about 165 feet in diameter. Of course, there are various mystical versions about the creation of these drawings. For example, what the drawings did for the arrival of ships of extraterrestrial cultures. But specialists tend to observe that the NAZCA people use their hieroglyphs to interact with the gods running along the outline of the picture. Among these images, you can see a monkey, a spider, a bird, and even a human being too. It resembles an astronaut. This even though images were made 1,500,000 years ago. The NAZCA made small channels in the ground at a depth of 8 inches, thus created pictures and only to gratitude the desert climate. They have survived to this day. No less puzzling was the disappearance of the people in the 6th century AD. Perhaps this was due to drought, or to be more accurate. However, it has not yet been possible to authenticate. Number 4. The missing army of the Persian king, QUEVERSE. The second, the myriad of bones, jewels, and weapons discovered by Italian archaeologists in the Egyptian desert could be the remainders of the army of Campuses, and the second son of Cyrus the Great. Over 2,500 years ago, according to this history, the powerful army vanished without a track and trace. Remains of a mighty army of Persians were scattered in the sands of the western Egypt and desert. The empiricist discovery will support one of the most outstanding mysteries of archaeology, to be solved by scientists. Bronze weapons, a silver bracelet, earrings and hundreds of human bones are located in the huge Sahara, where humans' feet have never walked. This event gave rise to beliefs that the last army of the Persian king Campuses II, who was buried by a catastrophic sandstorm in 525 BC, is finally discovered. Number 3. The last plane. The accidental finding was made by an oilman searching a remote area of the western desert near Egypt. The tail signs of the Kitty Hawk before they were untouched, which enable researchers to trace its source and service records. A senior aviation sergeant Copping was a pilot of a unit found in Egypt during the North African campaign against Ramu, is believed to have lost his way flying the damaged Kitty Hawk to the air base. All that is understood is that he started the course and did not arrive at the base again. Since that day in 1942, the mystery of what followed was lost in the literal sense in the sands of time. According to the surviving remains of the aircraft, it can be assumed that he made a jungle landing. The plane lies substantially intact next to a shelter when he was waiting for rescue. Exceptionally, the aircraft remained still almost untouched for the next 7 decades. The weapons and ammunition discovered near it. Most of the cockpit devices are in good intact, and a tangled propeller is a few footsteps from the plane. Estimating by the picture on the site of the crash, the pilot must have survived the catastrophe. Judging by the parachute downstairs next to the plane, the aviator used it to protect himself from the sun. Radio and batteries were outside the plane, and it seems like he tried to work with the walkie-talkie, but unfortunately, the things aren't in working form. If he died on board the plane, his remains would have been discovered. But since after crashing no one came after to rescue him, it's more acceptable that he tried a lot to get out of the desert, but ended as being killed. Number 2. Fly geyser. Join this extraordinary geyser called fly. Minerals, algae, and cyanobacteria give it this unbelievable color. The movement of hot water of the geyser fly does not end for a second. The geyser continually throws out 3 jets. At present his height would be almost 5 feet big, and if you take into reckoning the surrounding terraces and the tangible elevation, it will be about 13 feet. At one moment there was the fly ranch on the side of this geyser in 1916, when the owner of the ranch drilled an abyss, hoping to turn the desert into productive wet meadows, but inadvertently blundered upon a geothermal hole of water not reaching the desired goal. The well was covered, but a few decades later in 1964, boiling water from under the area began to break through the hole to the surface. At that same time was drilling the abyss, a wonderful little fountain was instructed, eventually creating this interesting beauty. The underground water of this turbulent region is full of various minerals and algae. The geyser started to form walls that grew and hardened. The minerals composed this miracle in bright colors, but no one knew about it. It was environed by swamps and lost among the rest of the panorama. Number 1. Magic circles in the Namib Desert. In fascinating areas of the Namib Desert, where there is little nature, strange circles were identified. The origin of this appearance was not known for hundreds of years. It is in these circles that vegetation is completely absent, despite something building all around them. Plus the unbelievable shapes of circles and their size, reaching up to 40 feet in broadness, gave birth to many myths and considerations. Residents called them evidence of God, as well as the result of the burning flame of an undercover dragon. But only in recent years, have explorers discovered the solution to this phenomenon. As a result, the most probable version is they are smoothed by termites, who arranged their homes in such a bizarre geometric pattern. In the method, they try to take all the water for themselves, and as a result, it is very challenging for plants to survive in the place where their colony was. Jeremiads do not escalate in the region. Have a foreign territory, and because of this, many unique circles are instructed. That is all, everyone. Subscribe to my channel and leave your comments below, and like till next time.